Carolina Panthers are the most confusing team in the entire NFL, and I love it. All right, before I get into the video, I want to say a couple things. Make sure you leave a like on this video. I promise you, you're going to enjoy this video, so you might as well go ahead and get a like, get that out the way. And if you enjoyed this video, you're going to enjoy my past videos, and you're going to love what I have coming up soon. So that means you might as well subscribe. Might as well subscribe so you can stay tuned to the rest of the channel when I'm going to release. But go ahead, leave a like and subscribe. Let's get back to the video. All right. Like I said, the Carolina Panthers are the most confusing team in the NFL, right? We are very, very unserious. Let me show y'all something. So when it comes to the NFC South, we are second, 7-6, behind the 7-5 Bucks. We haven't played the Bucks yet. I, as a Panthers fan, clearly I think y'all can tell I got my, you know what I'm saying? I got my stuff on. I believe that we can win the division. Honestly and truthfully, from what I've seen from the team, I believe we have the ability to win the division. So far this season, we've had a very up and down season. All right, started off horribly, bro. You get to the first game of the season, we get embarrassed by the Jags. Bryce Young doesn't look good. Dave Canales, the play calling, is off. We're calling for Dave Canales' job, questioning him a little bit. Then this happened. We play the Cardinals. The Cardinals at this point in time are, what are the Cardinals? They are 3-9, last in the NFC West, one of the worst teams in the entire NFL, and we lost to them. One of their 3 wins is us. A completely unserious game, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. When this happened, I was calling for Dave Canales' job. I was calling for Dave Canales' job. I was kind of calling for Ivero's job. I was on it, bro. This is a horrible loss. Because this is the type of game that you really shouldn't lose. And honestly, with as badly as we played, we were still in it, and we still ended up losing. I didn't like it at all, bro. And as somebody we've been a Panthers fan for a couple of years, I couldn't go through 2 straight years of just BS, or 3 at this point, of just like, or more than 3, but just like straight BS, no real improvement, not really looking like anything. I couldn't do it. So after this game, I was livid. I was pissed, bro. But then we come out. I went to this game. Honestly, wasn't expecting much, and we win. Big win. At this point, the Falcons were actually like pretty decent, if I'm not mistaken. Like they had a little something going on, and we blow them out 30-0. And it wasn't just the Falcons, because as we know now, like the Falcons, they're poop. They suck. 4-8. Y'all are buns. But it wasn't looking like that at this point. And then the way in which we won, the defense was so dominant. I mean, as you can see, the Falcons didn't score a singular point. The defense was so dominant, and the offense looked like the best it had all season, including the preseason. It looked phenomenal. And I'm like, hold on, y'all. Like, we might be able to cook. We might be able to cook. Now, then you go on to next week, we playing the Patriots. I didn't take the Patriots that seriously at this point. I knew that they were like decent, but truth be told, I didn't expect them to be the 10-2 that they are now. So we go and we get embarrassed by the Patriots on Thursday Night Football. Very embarrassing. When I say this is an embarrassing loss, wait, what is Thursday Night Football? I think this is Thursday Night Football. It was an embarrassing loss, bro. A loss that, like, it kind of made me feel like the Arizona game. No, it was a Sunday. But it kind of made me feel like the Arizona game, because we got embarrassed, and it wasn't close. And I feel like a lot of it was just on us. Poor coaching, poor quarterback play, poor all around. But then we beat the Dolphins. The Dolphins like a cool little win. But then we beat the Cowboys. And us beating the Cowboys had me sitting up here like, so I don't think we're bad, right? I mean, when we played the Falcons, I was like, I don't think we're bad. This team is just inconsistent, and it's a lot of things that we struggle with, right? And I'm going to get into that later. But I'm like, at this point, I know we're not a bad team. But what are we? What the fuck are we, right? Like, you telling me the same team that has lost to the Cardinals, lost to the Jags, blew out the Falcons, barely beat the Dolphins, can beat the Cowboys? And then we come out in a hard-nosed, game versus Jets and beat them. Like, okay, hold on. Because at this point, we are over 2, 1-2, 1-3, 2-3. We're 3-3, 4-3 at this point, over 500. Then we get embarrassed by the Bills. But the Bills are the Bills, though. Like, the Bills, like, they got Josh Allen, bro. The Bills are tough. Like, they're like that. But then we beat the Packers. We beat the Packers, and that, honestly, is the biggest win of our, in recent history. Like, in at least the last 2 to 3 years, this Packers game was easily our best win. Easily our best win. I mean, stats are going to, like, show you, like, Bryce Young probably didn't have the best game. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Rico Dowdle, you know, this is when he was starting to really ramp up. Bryce Young had a pretty good game. After the interception, he just locked in, bro. He locked in. Rico Dowdle, I mean, you see it. He had a huge game. Tet was, you know, T-Mac, I don't want to call him Tet. Tet was amazing as well. T-Mac was amazing as well. But defense was great. We held them to 13 points. But, like, it was games like that showed me we're not a bad team. But then again, I don't know what we are. Because we sit up here and lose to the Saints, and then we barely beat the Falcons, and then we get blown out by the 49ers, and then we beat the Rams yesterday, bro. So it's like 7-6. The same team that lost to the Cardinals, it's the same team, beat the Rams. And mind you, we were playing the Rams. We had a multitude of injuries versus the Rams. Like, I don't know who all was, like, on IR, but we had a bunch of players who were injured during this game versus the Rams. And somehow, someway, we still, in the bank, beat them. Very gritty game. Bryce Young played his behind off. The defense, we have to give the defense credit. All season long, the defense has been amazing. And I want to apologize. EJ, Yaviro, I apologize, bro. I was calling for your job. For multiple seasons, I was calling for your job, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. Because from what I saw on the defensive side of the ball, with the weapons that we had, I was like, we shouldn't be this bad. We shouldn't be that, like, worse in the league. We had the worst defense in the league. And, hey, bro, I grew up watching Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis and Josh Norman and Trey Boston. Like, I grew up watching some dogs play for a star. I grew up watching some dogs play on defense. And if anything, this Panthers team had to hang their hat on, it was the defense. The offense was the bad part. It was Cam Newton and nobody else. But defense, we knew they were going to hold us down every trip. So for the defense to be playing as well as they have this season, now we're not like a top defense in the league or nothing like that. But as evidenced by some of our game totals, right? Look, let's not make it embarrassing. All right. 6 points for the Jets. Okay, 13 points for the Packers, 17 for the Saints, like 20 for the 49ers. The defense has been playing really well. And a lot of these losses that we have simply came down to the defense holding their own and the offense just wetting the bed. The offense just cannot execute. The play calling hasn't been good. Bryce Young is not playing well. He's turned the ball over. The run game has been solid all season. It's literally just the play calling not allowing the run game to be what it is, which is honestly and truthfully one of the best run attacks in the entire league. Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle have been one of the best 1-2 punches in the backfield in like the entire season. Everybody recognizes it. Not just Panthers fans, but fans outside of the Panthers fan base recognize it. So what a lot of our losses have come down to ultimately is us shooting ourselves in the foot, bro. Shooting ourselves in the foot. But yesterday, it's showing me, like, I have a small amount of reassurance that we are not bad. I mean, I know we're not bad, but a small amount of reassurance knowing that, like, the future isn't bleak. We still can win the division. We're still very much in play for the playoffs. We are a good team. But we have some questions. We definitely have some questions. Who is Bryce Young, right? I feel like that's a big thing. Bryce Young, what do we make out of Bryce Young at this point, bro? I love Bryce Young. I am as big of a Bryce Young guy as the other person. He had a PFF grade of 83.3 yesterday. He led a game-winning drive. He has became the youngest quarterback in NFL history with 11 game-winning drives. He had 3 touchdown passes yesterday, which is the most, which was his 4th game of the season, which is the most games with 3 touchdown passes in the season since Cam Newton in 2017. He has the 4th most in history. So, like, Bryce Young clearly is a guy. He's a guy. I love Bryce coming out of Alabama. I thought he was worth taking the 1st overall pick. He was who I wanted us to take at the 1st overall pick, actually. But with that being said, I'm not gonna deny Bryce Young has been very inconsistent, and he has not convinced me that he's the franchise quarterback. And I love Bryce dearly, bro. I really believe in Bryce, and I really want him to just show the consistency and the ability to be our franchise quarterback, but he has not. Simply put, he hasn't. But that being said, I believe he has a 5th-year option that we can pick up. Or is it 5th year? He has an option that we can pick up for next season, and I think it's worth picking up, right? And especially with this quarterback class you got coming up in college, bro, this quarterback class absolutely sucks. It's horrendous. Let's go ahead, pick up Bryce, and let him stay on the team. Let him and Dave Canales work. If it doesn't work out, bro, whatever quarterbacks will come available, show some type of flash in college football over the next couple of years. Bring them in, see what it is, or like maybe we bring quarterback to the squad. Whatever happens, we can just handle it like that. But right now, Bryce has at least shown us, like, it's like somebody who, like, they just keep on bringing you back. They just always have a little something there that just keeps on bringing you back. And Bryce will have a game like yesterday that will just be like, dang it, I can't let go of Bryce. I cannot let go of Bryce. In 11 game-winning drives, the youngest in NFL history, you surpassing Josh Allen. That is something. That is something. You can't look over that. One thing about Bryce Young, you can complain a lot about some of his errors, his mistakes. You cannot complain about his ability to perform in the clutch. Plain and simple. I cannot sit up here and say that Bryce Young is not clutch. I could actually say that Bryce Young is one of the clutchest players in the entire league. When it comes to the clutch, you can depend on Bryce. Bryce has bailed this team out time and time again. He's very decisive, makes good decisions, makes good plays, good throws. In the clutch, Bryce is a guy, bro. He is one of them ones. It's just outside the clutch, you don't really know what to expect from Bryce, except for he's going to get a turnover. But then again, that blame cannot strictly go on Bryce Young because, you know, football is a team sport. Let me tell you who has to call plays. Dave Canales has to call plays. And one thing I can tell you, in a lot of these games, the Cardinals game, which game is it? This Bills game, the Saints game, the 49ers game, Dave Canales did not call a good game. He didn't call a good game. The 49ers game, most recent one, so it's on my mind freshly. Too much passing, bro. It was too much passing going on in this game. Bryce Young should not have had 29 attempts through the air. He should not have. There's no reason why Rico Dowdle only got 6 carries and Chuba only got 3. You telling me these boys are getting over 5 yards a pop and you only gave them a combined 9 carries? But you want to throw the ball 29 times. In a game that we really should have won, the defense did their job. I mean, you forced them to have three interceptions, 3 takeaways, and we only have 9 points to show for it. This cannot happen. This discrepancy cannot happen, bro. 147 to 69. Like what? You look at these stats. Honestly, you would think we won the game. They got more first downs. They were better on third down than us, and fourth down. But we ran half as many plays as them. They threw more interceptions. Come on, bro. And this is on Dave Canales. Same thing in the Saints game, bro. He was trolling. 25 receptions, bro. Got to mix it up a little bit more, man. The play calling, specifically, I remember with this one, it was more so not allowing Bryce to be as free with the passing. I understand. Here's the thing, right? I can understand, right? I play football. I can understand you want to set up the run and set up the play action, all these rollouts and different types of things, but you have to have an effective run game in order to do so. Rico Dowdle sitting up here and rushing for how many yards? Rushing for 2.9 yards a carry. Man, if somebody's running for 2.9 yards a carry, you think Bryce Young going back there faking it and rolling out and looking for a receiver is going to work? No, we know y'all can't run the ball on us. We know y'all can't. We know y'all are not able to run the ball on us. So why would we fall for that? That doesn't make sense. So it's like, as much as I blame Bryce for his struggles, because some of them have been on Bryce, Dave Canales has not been good. And the thing is, Dave Canales is well aware of how to call a game. I mean, a big reason why we beat the Rams is because we called a run play on 61.3% of our plays, which is the highest rate by far under Coach Canales. Highest rate by far. Rico Dowdle balled out. Chuba balled out. It's been simple. Run the ball. So Dave Canales has shown the ability for us to run the ball. That he can call plays to run the ball. He can have his team ready to play, come out there and be dogs. He has shown all of these things. The issue is he just has not been consistent in showcasing these different things, which is why I say the Panthers are the most confusing team in the league, because I had us winning like 10 games coming into the season, and although that is still possible, highly doubt it's going to happen, bro. We still got to play the Seahawks. We got to play the Bucks twice. And we got to play the Saints again. I think we can beat the Saints. I do believe we can beat the Saints, honestly and truthfully. Now, beating the Bucks twice, I hope we can so we can win the division, right? But beating the Seahawks, you know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of things that aren't in our favor. But like I said, bro, we're the most confusing team in the league. I think that we can, run the table. Don't know if we can win 4 more games, but I think we can run the table, get a couple wins, and secure the division. But you just never know. We could come out against the Saints on Sunday and, fuck off. We could come against the Buccaneers and be the best team ever, and then we're sitting up here having to play the Bucs on January 4th, and we look horrible again. This is the type of things that you have to deal with the Panthers, but hopefully we can come out on Sunday, or we have a bye week, December 14th, take care of business, and take this division. But that's all I got to say, bro. Hopefully, my Panthers can win the division and make the playoffs, so I can enjoy myself and talk some mess. But that's all I got. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Until next time, peace.